Welcome back. You're watching your favorite program, Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company, Dream Home Season 6. As you've been seeing every episode, we've been showcasing a beautiful home. And today with us, we have yet another beautiful home. But before we go to the home, let me introduce our panel of judges. With us on our show, we have Anuj Gopakumar, the Chief Architect of Kumar Group. We also have with us Sudha, Architect and Interior Designer from Swasti. On this episode, we have a beautiful home from Malapuram and it's called Pazhedathu. So let's take a look at this home.
Hi viewers, welcome to Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company, Dream Home Season 6. Today, we are introducing you a house named Pazhedathu, situated in Malapuram district. It's a two-storied traditional type house. So let's move in and find out more about this house. Keeping up with the traditional style, the compound walls has been kept very simple. There are some column structures made up. Apart from that, it's kept very simple. Paving tiles has been used in the exterior of the house. The pillars are constructed in such a way that they have stone claddings also dressed up to the half section. And then while we look around, it's like a nature friendly environment they have created outside the house also. There are gardens, there are flowers, and then there are pets like they have birds, fishes, and then there's an artificial waterfall also to help up to keep the house along with the nature's beauty. Keeping up with the traditional style, everything has been kept to the minimal and traditional way. If you notice the furniture around here, they are also very simple in structure but yet traditional wooden furnitures. When we look at the windows also, it's like huge windows. They have used completely wood and glass materials for it. So again it looks very traditional. And then the door is also a very simple yet traditional look of the door. And then again when I talk about the pillar has been came concrete till here, and after that they have used stone cladding. Vitrified tiles has been used for the floorings, and granite has been used to give a border for the tiles. The common hall welcomes us inside the house. Again, the tiles are vitrified tiles. They had done some POP works on the ceiling, and there's a small chandelier fitted onto the ceiling as well. Now, this house has two bedrooms. One bedroom on my right hand side, one on my left hand side. There's a kitchen, there's a dining space over there, and they have a common living area as well. And a pergola is made up, which accommodates a small water body also to facilitate some of the marine lives inside the water. This is the living area. As you can see, it has been kept simple, keeping up with the traditional look of the house. Again, the tiles are vitrified tiles and some POP works has been done on the ceilings. If you look at the furniture also, they have given a contrast colors Keeping up with the white color of the walls, they have kept the furniture also with the same color, and the teepot over here has been kept in contrast to that color. On my front I have a TV stand unit which is made up of plywood and wood, and they from here there's a extension to the aquarium space, to that water body, and for that extension they have done a partition that's been done in wood and plywood. This is the master bedroom of the house. As you can see, the same vitrified tiles follows inside the master bedroom as well. There is a wardrobe unit set on one of the walls, and behind me there is a window, and onto the other side as well there is a window. The window again is the same long window one, kept in traditional style in combination of wood and glass. Again, if you look around, they have combined the wooden structure as well as keeping in mind the colors as a contrast to the walls that has been set over here. There's a small niche also created to put on some beautiful pieces. The common area seamlessly extends to the dining space over here. We have a 6-chair table with glass top and wooden furnitures, and between the common area and the dining space is a small partition. Basically there's no wall over there. They have done up with the wood and plywood structures and utilize the space to keep some artifacts, and you can see different kind of small pots and flower vases and all. Onto one side is a common toilet, and a wash basin is also provided. Has been done up in a complete contrast range. As you can see over here, the theme of the kitchen is red and white color. Everything has been done up in red and white color. It's basically a modular kitchen, a basic modular kitchen if we can say that, complete with granite top, and again that flooring is vitrified tiles. Backsplash is given again with tiles, is done up with tiles over here. From the common hall area, we have a staircase that leads up to the first floor. The staircase has been made up with a combination of granite and tiles. So we can see on top there is granite, and on the side ways they have given tiles. And again the staircase handle are all made of hard wood, hard teak wood, plus a combination of glass is provided for more beautification process. Also they have arranged some artifacts and paintings to bring out the more beauty of this house. staircase leads us to the upper level of this house, where we have a semi-huge common area, common living room, and 2 bedrooms are placed equally on both sides, and we have a common open space also available so that a small function can be arranged. A common toilet bathroom is also provided.
Alright Sudha, so what do you have to say about the exteriors?
Is interesting in the sense that they've got a lot of roofs, sloping, flat, a lot of projections, plenty of sunshade brackets, a lot of tiles, stone. There's just plenty to see in here. So I felt that the whole thing could actually be toned down a little bit. There's just too much texture when it comes to stone cladding with the brackets, with the sunshade, the individual sunshades, the sloping roof, tiles, everything put together. Each and every sunshade is detailed, each and every sunshade is individual. It's got brackets in a different shade, grey color tiles. So put together, the whole thing is a bit of it's sounding a bit loud.
And what do you have to say?
Well, the house has a lot of roofs, I think multiple roofs in different directions.
Yeah.
So some element of interest is there. It is white and it is grey kind of grey bluish tiles. But however, I felt that the windows were in a wood color. So you're again going off from the whole cool concept and the warm concept. So a white windows instead of the wood would have, and the white brackets would have actually made this house look much more beautiful. And in gelling, it'll all gel together, all these elements. So they've used a lot of elements, the brackets, the sunshades, but this wood color is another additional color coming in. So if it would have been white, I think it would have looked much better.
Alright, and what do you have to say about the interiors of this house?
The interiors again is a mixture of things, but there are a lot of features that are interesting in the sense that the partition wall is nice. Then there is this pond kind of thing there, which is creating a sort of bringing the house together. You can see it from various angles, from the dining area, from by the side of the staircase. So those kind of elements actually help to bring the house together. But again, the choice of furniture, I thought some of them are really nice, some of them I didn't think gelled well with the house. For example, the L-shaped sofa in the living room. Somehow the L-shaped sofa doesn't give you a formal feel, one.
Yeah.
Two, it tends to block out the corners, so the room feels much smaller. So there are a lot of disadvantages of these continuous sofas. I think people prefer this because of the aspect that you can seat many more people than it's actually intended for. Is that why? I don't know, but for me it's a no-no. I really don't fancy these continuous sofas. Dining room by itself is nice. I like the staircase handrail. It's wood and glass. It's done very neatly. I like that very much. But then the kitchen was a complete standout from the rest of the house. I think overall it could have been a lot simpler inside the house. It need not be so much colored. I mean, they're trying to do so many things. It's really not required.
Alright, do you share the same opinion as Sudha?
There's so many things happening and the different kinds of design, different kinds of furniture. So there's no theme followed, The molded false ceilings, which is very decorative in plaster of Paris or gypsum board. But then again, you on the other side, you have very straight lines, wooden elements coming in the ceiling. So there's a lot of things happening there. The bedroom also, the headboard is against the curtain wall, which is a strict no-no in a good design.
Yeah.
We don't have a curtain right behind you, the headboard. The blue light of the water coming in the water body. The water body as it is nice, but the blue light coming in is too bright blue, look disco. So it's not actually, the light is not matching with the rest of the color of the house.
And what do you have to speak about the color, lighting and decor, Sudha?
Yeah, the colors, like we've been saying, there's just too much use of certain colors, and it's not gelling very well with the rest of the ambience. For example, the kitchen is so totally modern, while the other areas have a more traditional touch to it. There are some areas of brilliance. I like the area under the stair, the partition wall. That area looks very nice, but overall there is a total mismatch.
Alright, do you feel the same about it?
I feel the same too, because so many elements coming in terms of the decor. Some concept should have been followed throughout the house. This is something we've been always saying, that you have a theme and you try to follow a theme throughout the house. Don't make it look like each room is different. Even the color, you have when you enter, you have the green wall on the living room, if I'm not mistaken, and then different colors coming in. Some of the areas have been painted white, which is nice. The kitchen is again red. So lighting, in terms of lighting, I think lighting is not very visible. The lighting has been done, but it is not giving you any effect. I mean,
Correct.
It's like, okay, wow, there's nice lighting done in this house.
To speak about the value for money.
Value for money, a lot of money has been spent, definitely, because the kind of detailing that has gone into it. Money in the sense that the pond needs to have a filter. All that accessories is also there. They've done a lot of textured wall. I like the staircase background where they've done a lot of cladding and the white windows sitting there. The windows look white from inside. So there's a lot of things that are being done, but the effect hasn't been achieved. So I think it's not money that is spent well.
Do you feel they've spent the money right?
For the exterior of the house, yes, I think they've spent some money there and it looks nice. As I said, the color difference would have actually made this house look much more beautiful. I'm talking about the overall look of the house,
Yeah.
but the interior, no, I think that the money could have been spent much better.
And this is what the judges have to speak about this house. Now let's hear how much they have rated this house. So let's start with Sudha on the exteriors. How much have you rated?
70.
17 on 25. And you, Anuj?
I've also given it to 17 on 25.
17 on 25. Now for the interiors.
70.
17 on 25. And you, Anuj?
I've given it a 16 on 25.
16 on 25. Now the color, lighting and decor. How much have you rated that?
16.
16 on 25. And you, Anuj?
I've given it a 15 on 25.
15 on 25. Now the last aspect, the value for money, and how much have you rated that?
60.
16 on 25. And you?
I've also given it a 16 on 25.
So the grand total for Anuj is 64 on 100, and for Sudha it is 66 on 100. For the public on 50 it's 32, and out of 250 it is 162. So now let's get to the most important segment of this program, which is listening to the valuable tips of our judges. So let's start with Sudha. What do you have to say about the interiors of a house?
Let's take it up from this house that we've been watching.
Yeah.
So like Anuj said, it's so essential to have a particular theme to follow in the interiors of the house. The theme can be based on color, material, it can be based on maybe a particular motif, but we saw one or two houses where the motif was overdone.
Yeah.
So those are areas where you have to tread very carefully. So these things actually help to create an ambience. In certain places when you go, you immediately say, oh wow, this is nice. It's not that you realize that certain things have been done, but things have been done after taking into account all these things, whether the material is right, whether the lighting is right, whether the whole combination of whatever is used has given it the effect. That effect in mind, the materials and the colors have to be chosen. It's so very important to do that. When that is lacking, it tends to jar. So
Right.
the pre-planning and the concept of the whole thing is what is so important.
Alright, and Anuj?
This is something which I have been telling for many of the episodes earlier also, is that you have to follow a concept for the interiors. Many a times the designer is also sometimes forced by the client or the homeowner to say that I have some furniture from my old house and I have some furniture which I have been gifted, or I have something else with me, or I would like to put this into the house. So many times that is also a problem. So when you're doing a house and you've given it to a designer, please leave it to the designer to actually do the concept. Try now to actually force him to interfere, to put some other furniture which doesn't go with the concept. That's why you see mismatch in furniture.
Right.
You have something earlier from your old house and you want to put it here, and it is nothing nowhere near the concept which has been designed. So try to be careful on that. Don't impose too much. Leave it to the designer, and the designer should ensure that the concept is followed throughout.
Right.
In terms of the material used, in terms of the design style, in terms of the lighting, there has to be an element of thread. When you get into the house, the whole house, when you walk, you should feel that you're in the same house. It should not feel like each room you're going to a totally different house.
Alright, thank you so much. And like the judges rightly said, trust your designer, trust their style, and your home is going to be absolutely beautiful. And with this, It's time for us to wind up. Thank you all for watching this beautiful episode of Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company, Dream Home Season 6.